This is video 2 of how I knew I was trans. Thank you all that are here. I appreciate you. I am not going to do the usual intro as it was a part of part 1. So with that, I will launch into the video. Thank you. I definitely remember, even as a kid, the way that I wanted to express dance was like I wanted to shake my butt with the other girls. I wanted to move my hips around. I wanted to dance like a girl. Like, I legitimately wanted to twerk. I tried to twerk. I could not figure it out. I definitely was one of those people who had my own wardrobe that no one else knew about. And even before I realized I was trans, I had already bought, I think, 3 different sets of, like, fake boobs so I could, like, have them for all of the different size bras that I had. And it wasn't, like, a sexual thing. It was like I just would want to walk around the house that way. So, like, how these aren't signs is beyond me. That's why, like, everyone else around me was like, uh-huh, yeah. Do you feel better now? We know. You didn't have to hold it back, like, we all told you, like, it's okay. I just was the last one on board. So, yeah, I definitely liked, I liked trying to dance like a woman. And I guess I've got like a little bit of like shake my hip or my butt or something like that, but I've got like one move. It's not something I can do for like 5 minutes at a time and keep anyone's attention. It might look good for a few seconds, and you're like, oh, that's all you can do. Okay, that was cool. Like, anyway, it was a quick form of expression, at least in public. Like, I could do that and giggle and laugh and act stupid. And that was my way of expressing myself. I could say and act however I wanted because I was a public idiot. And, it's just Melanie being fucking stupid again. She's always doing outlandish shit, so it allowed me to get away with it. And I don't have to act outlandish anymore. And I don't. It's not a part of my thing anymore. So then there came the moment where I realized, like, oh shit, I'm trans, and I need to do something about it right now. And I had been seriously going over it in my head. I don't know how many months, or I guess I've always kind of played around with it. But it became like an active part of my like everyday. I think I kind of want to go down this road. And I guess it was probably, God, it was actually 2 or 3 years. It was like 2 or 3 years. So, something about, I watched a video that it made a lot of sense to me, and then I kept on thinking about it and kept on thinking about it, and I was very internally transphobic. I wasn't transphobic toward others. Even when I was my straight man self, I spoke up for trans people. It didn't bother me. Especially if I'm like, a straight man. Like, what difference does it make? Like, quit being fucking weird. Why are you being shitty to them? So, I've been thinking about it for about 2 or 3 years, and working on myself and working through a lot of issues, as I had gotten off of drugs, but found myself still really wanting them. And I didn't want the consequences coming with them. That was like a big thing. And we had a bad moment, and I like gave up drugs pretty much. But I couldn't quit wanting them all the time. And it wasn't like I thought about it all day long, but most days I was listening to whatever music I could to express this like inner angst that was going on. I still like Metallica. I still like Slayer. I still like Pantera. But I don't have the urge to listen to it anymore. And I'm not saying that everyone who listens to that listens to it because they have internal conflict, but at the time, that's what I was expressing. A lot of early Ozzy. And I guess for me, now not wanting to listen to that, it's very obvious what the issue was, what I was running from the whole time. So I was like in my bedroom, and I had been losing my hair, which I guess at the time of me starting to film these videos, my hair's pretty much back, but it was like I was balding through here for sure. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it's, I guess, probably not as thick as over here, but pretty close. It's like almost all the way back to normal. And I've only been taking that hormone, like it happened real fast, really, really fast. Um, the regrowth, I mean. So I was like balding pretty bad through here, bad enough that like everyone around me was like, "Hey, what's going on there, old man?" And it's like, man, fuck off. Who cares? People lose their hair. There's nothing they can do about it. It's part of life. Blah blah blah. And was like very chill and nonchalant about it. Like going bald was kind of like, whatever. That's a losing battle. Everyone goes through it. Either while they're alive or after. It's gonna happen to you. I totally fucked my hair, but I don't care. We're just going with it. So I was like trying to be super chill about it, and it was also to be mentally well. Like if I can't control this thing, I can't control it, and I need to have a winning attitude about it. I've gone through a lot of personal growth to like be stopped by this. I've known this was going to happen for a long time. Like here we are. Everyone knows that age comes to them. It just becomes more apparent the older you get. I'm 35. So I had what's called male pattern baldness. So this hormone specifically that I'm taking, it's a testosterone blocker called spironolactone. It's very common. Like reverse this almost immediate. And I remember sitting in my bed and I was like, oh shit. I can no longer this is unhideable. I can no longer express myself in a feminine way. Now I'm becoming one of those weird people. Like they're going to think I'm just weird. I guess probably I still am weird. And there's a lot of people I know I've seen in my comment sections who like to accuse me of very weird things that are also completely outlandish and insane, but that's on them. It's laughably stupid. So that was the moment where it was like, it was in the middle of the night. I do remember this now. I didn't remember this and put two and two together at first, or even up until recently. This is something I think I kind of remembered a week or two ago. I don't know why it even popped into my head, but it did. And I had the thought of, well, I can wear a wig. And I was like, dude, I don't have the money to afford the wigs that make that work. What am I going to do? Like, go to work and no wig and no face and then come home and live the rest of my life that way? Like that. And then as I'm like thinking this through, and I'm like, wait a minute. I need to get on hormones right now. I don't want to spend the rest of my life like that. No. I don't want that. And I didn't realize at the time that was my moment. And I that was when the video picks up that I've had before about me talking to my wife about being trans. And that I wanted to be on hormones like ASAP, and I wanted to know how she thought about it. I didn't want my relationship to change at all. And there's a video on it, so I'm not going to really go much into it here. I think it's called Me. I don't remember. I'll look for it and link it if anyone wants to watch it. But yeah, I just remember feeling like there was no way I was going to spend the rest of my life doing that. I didn't want to be... I had never known a woman, and I'm not saying there isn't one, or that if you are a woman with thinning hair... this is not a statement about anybody. This was about my own internal feelings. That if I grew fully bald, like a complete ring of bald... I'm even getting anxiety thinking about it. And I'm stoned. No. No. And I was ready to do whatever it took to save that. It was a lot. It hit me like a fucking truck. And I looked back, and I don't really regret a lot of things in my life. Yeah, I wish I had made different decisions, but I love where I'm at in life, so I don't want that to be different. But I definitely wish I had done this a lot earlier. I didn't even know about, fucking... what are they called? Like, the ones that prolong puberty. I didn't know those existed. I didn't even know that I would want them, and my parents wouldn't have given to me anyway. I had a lot going on. Like, if I knew then what I know now, I would have taken up the trans girl on her offer, and I would have said, thank you for, not hating me for this. Like, I'm gonna transition. So, yeah, I was not able to face life that way. It's very hard to describe. I don't quite know how to describe the feeling, but it was overwhelming. My chest is still, like, thinking about it brings me a lot of anxiety. I don't want that life. And that's, I guess, how I know I'm trans. That's how I know, to go all the way back to the beginning and the topic of the video. I was not able to think about life without expressing that. And not that, again, there weren't other solutions, but I needed that. I needed this right here. I just wish I would have started on it a lot earlier. I didn't end up doing much vocal training, did I? But yeah, that was a dark place when I think about living that life. I don't know, my fucking chest hurts right now. So, if you're having these feelings, when you think about life moving forward, this is probably something to entertain. Definitely talk to a professional, talk to a lot of trans people, watch a lot of videos from trans people. There's no need to make up your mind overnight. I had been thinking about it for years and had wanted to do it for a decade and a half. And express myself, and like, I had experimented a lot, and I had already spent a lot of money, and I guess that was the other thing, is that I had a full, like, I had a lot of clothes already because I liked expressing myself that way. I wouldn't say I had a lot compared to what I have now. I guess it felt like a lot then. Definitely a lot compared to any, like, normal straight guy. Not that they can't have those, but it would be considered very strange, or they would have a very, very unique fetish. And again, it wasn't like a fetish thing for me. The main reason I didn't do my makeup more was because I was so afraid of people at work giving me shit. If I'd have known I had support, and again, going back to what I always come back to on this channel, support. If I'd have known I was in a supportive environment, I'd have been fine. I would have been fine. Had a great day at work today. The supervisor was a supportive queer member of our society. So the other person has not been giving me any shit at all. I've not been getting harassed by her in any way. So I mainly hung out with the supervisor. We were chilling. We had a fucking blast. It was so fun. In supportive environments, we are fine. We're fine. So that's how I knew I was trans, and I didn't ever get faced with this. It wasn't until, like, there was a point at which we went, like, we're chilling, we're chilling, we're chilling, we're chilling, we're gone. This is too far. We're not featuring this. And yeah, I talked to my wife the next day, and I probably won't go much more into that again because I already have a video on it. So yeah, that's my experience, and that is my experience, and why I realized I was trans. Hopefully that helps someone, or I guess makes sense to someone. I don't really know. I'm kind of in a weird spot because I just was thinking on that, and I'm probably stoned too. So I'm going to go ahead and pop off of here with that. Positive message today, though, honestly. Had a great day at work. It's another great day. So it's hard to really, hard to complain when we're having good days and not having bad days. And this definitely helps me have a better day. It's nice being able to look at myself in the mirror and smile and actually want to look back at it. Yeah, I don't like everything about it. It definitely needs some work. It needs some fixing. But all in all, I'm very happy with it. I like where I'm going. I like the person that I am. Um, since we're 35 minutes in already, and I'm not going to fucking post a 35-minute video because I don't even want to watch all of this back myself in one sitting to make sure everything checks out. There might be cuts in this one because if I do find something worth like reshooting for, I don't want to do another 35 minutes. I didn't even realize I had 35 minutes of shit to say about this. So, it was weird because like my wife always said that I was super sweet. But I could never see it. I always thought I was kind of jaded and broken. And I guess in a way I was. But I love who I'm becoming. I'm sweet now. I'm very kind. And I guess I've always been kind. I just didn't feel okay to express it. I felt like if I expressed who I was, that I was going to get bullied. I was going to get harassed. Boy, was I right. So it was like I was afraid of all that. I was afraid of myself. I was afraid of not being able to make it. Of not being accepted as a woman. I was afraid of the ridicule. I'm not anymore. And it's nothing to be afraid of. Like, I got ridiculed anyway. It wasn't different. I just get ridiculed probably more now, I guess in a more pointed way by the government. I wasn't getting governmental ridicule. Ben Shapiro left me the fuck alone. So, yeah, it wasn't different. It just comes in a different flavor now. And there are probably more people that give me shit, but all in all, like, no one that I was talking to doesn't talk to me. I probably talk to some of them less and in different capacities. I've grown apart from some of them, but all in all, I'm still chilling. I'm still chilling. Again, the bitterness is gone. I'm not angry at everybody anymore. I'm not self-loathing all the time. I don't want to die. I want life to be easier, but I don't want to be dead. I'm not seeking, like, God, weeks of cocaine at a time. Damn, that feels good. That feels good. I got stressed the other day and bought a pack of cigarettes. I didn't want fucking drugs. I didn't want to escape. That feels so great to not want to escape myself and life. I'm kind of forcing myself to smoke weed today because I have, like, night terrors. From just past shit that is not a thing anymore, but I have night terrors a lot, and I hadn't smoked in 3 or 4 days, so I was, like, not able to sleep well. So I'm forcing myself to smoke today for my own well-being. But I don't have the bitterness. I'm not angry. It's really liberating. I can't promise it'll be that way for everybody. That's just the way it was for me. I didn't realize that my want to do drugs was related to this at all. I had no idea. I wonder, like, what shape my brain would be in if I hadn't have put off transitioning. That is a thing I think about. Like, where would I be if I had actually done that early on? What would my life be like? Would I struggle so much in school? But I have already gone through school. That's what made me want to go to school. Because I wanted a job where I would be able to transition and not face any bullshit. And make enough money to still be secure, to get the surgeries I want. So if I had started this 15 years ago, I would already be career-wise where I want to be. Transition-wise, I would be where I want to be. It's definitely a thing. It's a thing. I think about it sometimes, and it doesn't matter because I'm where I'm at, and it is what it is right now. I'm doing what I can to fix it. I'm controlling what I can control. That's been a big thing for me in my transition in the last, like, probably 3 or 4 months, is control what I can control. Probably 3 months. So, yeah, I understand that I'm trans. I now know for sure that there is nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with me at all. The suicide rate of gay people was super high back in the 50s and 60s because they were litigated against, they were oppressed a lot, they were harassed, they had to, like, it was labeled as a disease, a mental disorder, and a whole bunch of shit about how, like, you know, there's one man and one woman, and how we're gonna procreate. If you stick 1,000 gay men on an island, you'll not see any humans in 100 years. Like, all that stupid shit people say. That is stupid shit. It is stupid shit. Just for the record, I have heard scientists break this down. It is dumb. Who specialize in this, by the way. Not like random scientists, like people that actually specialize in biology. And specifically the gender aspect of things and reproductive stuff. So it was nice to know that there's nothing wrong with me. It's like, man, I didn't know how much self-hate. I bear a scar. I've got an artery sewn up. It was violent. So for me, I wonder if I don't go through that. I probably don't. I wouldn't have been around that person. So there's a lot in my life that's different. And I'm just glad that I pulled the trigger as soon as I did. I'm glad I didn't wait another fucking day. I have no doubts on if I'm trans now. Who knows? I may come back like 2 or 3 years from now and be like, oh my god, it wasn't even that, it was this. And that's going to be what it is if it happens. But as of today, especially the more and more I look back, it is just so blatantly obvious. So that's a long couple of videos. I'm cutting it here. Thank you all for listening. I appreciate it. I hope that someone can relate to this and that someone knows that they're not alone out there. If you are struggling with early on transition, it does get better. I'm probably not a great definition of what better looks like and sounds like, and kind of like what my life looks like every day. As I said in the beginning of the video, there are some people who can kind of show you what that looks like and what it's capable of and things like that. But I can tell you that 10 months in, having done a lot of work with myself, which is a lot of what being trans is being okay with me. It's a lot of self-work, which is kind of cool, because for as much shit as we get for being fucking mentally out of it, I feel very with it. I feel very serene. I look at people around me and it's like, what the fuck is wrong with all of you? Like, for real, what the fuck is wrong with all of you? Start acting like humans. And it's weird. I totally took for granted my privilege as a fucking straight male. I got very used to that. And it's a whole new world. It's a whole new world, and it hits really hard at first because there's nothing you can really do about it at first. You're going to be fucking bricky as hell. And it's like, the more trans... I have looked on this. I did a video on this. I have looked, and I do think that according to most doctors and trans people, it's better to wait certain amounts of times to get certain surgeries. So it's just going to be rough at first. It gets better. Learn to love yourself. Learn to accept yourself. And understand there's nothing wrong with you. Allies. So anyway, I'm going to hop off of here. Thank you all. I appreciate you. Love you. Bye-bye.